Shalom. This is an emergency broadcast alert giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rekakadash, in whom we are in great depth. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, continue doing so, standing firm in the eyes of terror, who I learned this truth from. To the elders, the bishops, Akim and Aquab, salutations and blessings to the house of David. We are the hopeful elect at GMS. This is your brother Quasi-R with another video, and I collected a few videos, but I'm just going to play a very small clip from each of them that I thought that were very, they call my attention because we are preparing for Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly called Jesus, is going to return really soon, and he foretold his return. And of course it says no one knows the exact day and time, but there is a very big but in between, no pun intended, that there will be signs of the end. There will be signs of his return. There are signs of what we were to look for, that it wouldn't catch us by surprise. We would not be caught unawares. And so I have spoken to Apostle Gabar, Elder Apostle Gabar. I've approached him and I explained that to him. I also told, I explained it to Elder Apostle Tahar also. I brought it up a few times. I don't bring it up too many times, but lately I beginning to hear certain things that quite resound, or should I say, I don't know if that's the right word, but according to what I was saying, they quite familiar. And so I'm going to repeat it again. This year, there are 3 dates, 3 sixes in a day, in a month, if you may. And there's an individual that goes by the name of Bishop Nathaniel that kept saying, it's June, there's no microchip. It's June, there's no microchip. Well, guess what? June is the 6th month. There's June the 6th, 26. There's June 16, 26. And there'll be a June 26, 26. So this might well be the year that hell breaks loose. Why I say that? Because the following year after that, you have a date with 3 sevens, and 7 or 7 is completion. And in between 10 days, 10 months, I am not Yahweh Shai to actually tell you that that's what's going to happen. But I am putting things together. I am looking around me, and the word is, this is Ephesians 5 verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the day are evil. And with that, I'll show you my clips. Bill Gates warned the world is going backwards and gives 5 years deadline before we enter a new dark age. Well, he is no God of mine, but he is a God of the world, and he can proclaim all what he wants. But the truth of the matter is that I see different. I see an end sooner. I see dark ages now. I see dark age now. We're living this. Well, let's continue. Another one. Cybersecurity predictions 2026. Quantum threats, nation state attacks, and the rise of dark AI. Oh, there's more. There's lots more. And all these predictions, and mind you, Bill Gates was the one that he brought you the Maxine Waters, right? And Bill Gates does not have a medical or science degree, but yet he was set up to teach you or to tell the world what we need. Yet he tells you that he warns us of a future. You see it for yourself. Now, before we move on to more disease and disaster, I know you know, because either wise or otherwise, you've been living under a rock. War is brewing. War will come to America. Regardless what anybody says or think or wants to create, or because nowadays, just because you tell them the truth, they want to kill you. They want to beat you. They want to start a fight. They hate you because you tell them the truth. Wow. This is Galatians 4 verse 16. I am therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth.
Peace be upon you, my friends. I wish you all a good day. So, dear friends, we are all here with you. We have been able to observe the events that took place in Venezuela at the beginning of the year. America, this country that behaves like a rogue state, a true bandit. It committed an act of kidnapping and detention. The political leader of Venezuela, well, they say it was a military operation. That's a completely fabricated story. Of course, there was no military operation. There was a widespread conspiracy, a secret agreement with the entire remaining political leadership of Venezuela, and especially with the head of President Maduro's personal security detail himself, his entire guard, his whole entourage, the entire leadership of Venezuela. They quietly, silently sold out their president. Of course, this is probably the most shameless act that could ever have occurred. No matter who President Maduro is, the shame will fall upon the country. Who could act like this? So what's the most interesting thing? Trump revels in what is, in fact, his predatory actions, claiming that 200 of these men did something supernatural. Yes, it was American money that did it. And of course, the corrupt leaders, the venal and totally sold out elites of Venezuela. Together, they accomplished what has already been done. The fact that they know how to bribe and that they manage to negotiate this way well, yeah.
Okay, I think that was enough.
Want to know something? I'll give you a quote. We're a third world country now. You want to know why? I'm an expert. I've been to them. I spent 17 months in Southeast Asia while the draft dodger was playing golf.
So, ever since should I say, the Lord knocked on my door and I was introduced to the other apostles, and I couldn't help but to compare what happened, in Germany to America, what's going on now. It's the words slightly change, but everything is the same. Everything is happening. The playbook is the same.
You know how I know we're a third world country? Because in third world countries, they have the military doing their police work in the cities when you walk around. I was in the Philippines the day Ferdinand Marcos declared martial law.
Hey, look, that's what ICE is doing. And you've seen military police in the trains before, with their machine guns, right? They will open, at one point they were opening bags. They would stop you, right? They will literally stop everyone that's going in the train. That's going in the train, Slakia, and turn you over, What's stopping them from doing that again in a harsher manner? Now, I know it looks bad because it does. The way it happened it is messed up. All right, it is messed up. But remember, Esau Edom makes laws ahead of time. Okay, there's a law that if you are told to stop, or should I say, get out of your vehicle by a police officer. In this case, it was an ICE agent who was telling her to get out of the car, and she ignores the order and moves. I'm just saying it because that's what she did. She turns her wheel and moves. But what they're not showing you is what's going to clear the devil from what he did, because there's a video, a kind of lengthy video, but it would make this video a little longer. Also, I wasn't thinking about getting the clip, but I can tell you that there's a video out there of a woman who has her camera pointing out into the street, and she comes out and speaks. All right, and I don't know if I have it here or not. I'll look really quick. But she says that the woman that got shot was driving and she turned her car to block the traffic. Now, she doesn't say that it's blocking the traffic, but when you turn your car in the middle of the street and the traffic is going one way and there's a possibility of cars to come out. It's a two-way traffic, and you position your car in a crossway manner. You are interfering with the flow of traffic. Now, cars got to go around you. So now, if agents are coming down the block, and you know that they're agents, and you screaming at them, or you beeping the horn, you're allowing people to know that they're there. That's fine. But when you turn your car to block their path, now you just created a hazardous situation for yourself. Why? Because the first agent driving goes around her car and parks on the outside of her. Okay? That's the right side. While she's talking to the other agents, he's assessing her car. Now, mind you, they don't show you that she has a dog in the car. The dog is fairly old. You can see the dog is old, but it's an excuse for the agents. That's two. The fact that she's literally taunting the agents because she turned her car, as you're gonna see. I know it's no excuse to shoot her the way they did. That's not the point. The point is, don't give these devils an excuse to kill you. That's the point. We at GMS, well, I should understand that I would have to agree with my adversary before it gets really nasty. This is Matthew 5:25. Agree with thy adversary quickly, while thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. But with Esau, Edom's laws today, you might not even get to see the judge like this woman experienced.
Keep an eye on this guy, the cold-blooded murderer, who's no doubt going to claim that he was afraid that his life was in danger or whatever. For someone who's going to no doubt claim that, he sure doesn't seem to be in any hurry to move out of the...
Look, I'm not going to even play this because it's a playing of words. You have to see the whole video to understand that the woman put herself in danger. Okay? I know this is not... I am not trying... Look, plain and simple. Okay? If there's a fire, are you going to run through the fire? Or are you going to run to try to put out the fire? If there's a pack of dogs, are you going to... You know how people just see a dog and they taunt the dog and they bang on the fence and they drag a stick across the fence and the dog gets agitated? And guess what? Some dogs are so strong they break the chain and jump over the fence and chase your ass down the block. Is it the dog's fault? Now, there are things that you could have done, like walk across the street and avoid the barking dog. Okay? Now, this woman, instead of taking her car and putting it in the middle of the street the way she did, she could have just kept blowing her horn. Right? She could have kept blowing her horn, screaming out, ice, 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 and she would have been okay. I'm just saying. Now, there are events which can't be avoided because the Lord set it up that way that, you don't get time to think. And then when you do think, you think the wrong things. Because those spirits, man, they invade you, man. And if you're not praying to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, if you're not constantly praying to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and calling upon the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, even when something really terrible happens to you, that you might be able to react accordingly so you wouldn't be pulled away from the earth sooner than you might want to be, or sooner than you might want it to. Because the Lord set things up to test you too, to see how far you go, how far you can go with that. How much do you believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai? How much faith do you have in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai? And people who don't pray to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai will come across these things. These things will happen to those people who do not call upon the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
Welcome to Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. Protests broke out in Portland, Oregon Thursday after Border Patrol agents shot and wounded a married couple during a vehicle stop in a hospital parking lot. The incident...
Now, just that. I'm just going to leave it like that because guess what? He shot them. Okay, listen. They pull you over. Don't argue. Stop arguing. Don't argue with them. You don't know what's on their mind. They got demons on them, man. They out here to put you to sleep, man. And you're giving them an excuse. So you see, this car, you can see the wheels, the marking of the wheels that he had to come all the way around her to park over there. Now, he did. There's a video. I can't find the video now, but there's a video that shows him maneuvering his car, getting off the car. Do I have that video? Give me a second. Now, what I'm about to show you, it's from TYT, Young Turks. Anyway, I can't find the original video, but the video is out there where, you know, you can actually see him going around assessing the car, and after he assesses the car, the other agent tells her, maybe he gave the okay, like, you know, because you can't see it in video. The other agent comes out and tells her, get out the car. Once they give you an order, it escalated, right? It escalated. You know, it is what it is. She did what she did. It happened the way it happened. Nevertheless, let me show you what's going on. Like I said, this is not the whole video, but you're gonna see some of it.
We've been wondering ever since we could see in some of the shots that he had, for some reason, taken out his now explanation why this was given so news site, which is important on the internet. So with that said, let's watch.
That's fine, dude.
So there she is talking to the guy. Now, mind you, this is his car right here, right? She turned the car. She's already in the middle of the street. She should have just taken off right there. She had the opportunity to leave.
I'm not mad at you.
Right there, you see this face? You see his face right there?
Thanks. I'm not mad at That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former.
You see how cars have to go around? There's no need for her to have her car in that manner. That's my point. She caused her own death, man. Maybe it was set up. I don't know. But you normally wouldn't do these things. You know, that's not a normal thing to do. And I know, again, I'm not condoning her killing. I'm just saying you don't go around doing stupid shit.
You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy.
You see, she's taunting this guy. Why?
Out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
So he fakes it. Oh, you know, like he dropped his phone or whatever, and then that's when he committed. He just shoots. But she should not have been there in the first place, man. But, you know, it is what it is. The Lord set things up for his, you know, it's for his, you know, for him to show his power among the people. Put it that way. Let's move on, because this, you know, we stay here too long. So what you saw in Venezuela was nothing that America hasn't done before. America has done it several times before in your lifetime.
The rest of the world called it an invasion. You probably saw the headlines. You probably saw the official statement. The President of the United States stood at a podium and said this was about national security, about stopping drug cartels, about protecting democracy. But that is not what this was about. This was about oil. This was about the petrodollar. And this was about sending a message to every country on earth that if you try to sell oil in anything other than US dollars, we will remove your government by force. Venezuela.
Yeah, you know, you ain't gonna cut us off. You know, you run because we let you run. You know, you sleep because we let you sleep. Pretty much, that's what they're telling them.
Venezuela has the largest proven oil reserves on the planet, 303 billion barrels. More than Saudi Arabia, more than Russia, more than Iraq. For 50 years, Venezuela sold that oil in US dollars. But over the past 6 years, Venezuela stopped using dollars. They started selling to China.
All right, so you know what it is? You know, you cutting out the middleman. No, we can't have that. Again, we're getting closer to my point of in Deuteronomy Well, let me just get it. This is Deuteronomy 28, verse 60. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which thou was afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee. Also every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of the law, then will the Lord bring upon the I'll read that again. Deuteronomy 28 verse 61. Also every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of the law, then will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed, and ye shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as the stars of heaven for the multitude, because thou wouldest not obey the voice of the Lord thy power. And that's going straight into Jacob's trouble. Believe you me, dark times are at hand. The days upon us. Those days are here.
Today, or to some a lifetime ago, but 6 years ago, an alert from Wuhan in China quietly flashed across the world. Few grasped it then, but it would soon change how humanity fears invisible enemies. Now another silent threat is spreading slower, quieter, but stubbornly hard to kill. Take a look.
Six years ago today, the world first heard of a mysterious virus emerging from Wuhan. Back then, it sounded distant, contained, almost abstract. Within weeks, it wasn't. COVID-19 rewired global health systems, exposed vulnerabilities, and taught one brutal lesson. Microbes evolve faster than human complacency. Now, scientists are tracking a different kind of adversary, not a virus, a fungus. Its name is Candida auris. It doesn't spread with explosive speed. It doesn't shut down cities, but it refuses to die. Candida auris is being described as a superbug fungus because it resists most known antifungal drugs. In some cases, all of them. Health officials say more than 7,000 people have been infected across 27 U.S. states, largely in hospitals and long-term care facilities. Globally, Candida auris has now been detected in over 50-60 countries across 6 continents, its burden rising year after year. The most common symptoms are skin and nail fungal infections. A patient may suffer from digestive issues like bloating, constipation, and diarrhea. They also feel tired and worn down, along with fever and chills. Some female patients also develop vaginal infections.
Now, let me tell you, those symptoms are normal symptoms. Symptoms that are created. And I'm not a doctor, okay? I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you this because I'm a doctor. I'm telling you this because this is what the doctors tell you. I'm telling you this on behalf of my experience, okay? Talking to doctors. Besides, Candida grows in your body normally, but when there's an invader, like let's say aluminum and other particles in the air that invade your normal defense system, then those things that are normal in your body become your enemy. They grow against you. So how is it you're going to fight something with some sort of antibiotic when the culprit is the environment?
What worries scientists is its adaptability. Candida auris appears to be learning, mutating, outsmarting drugs. Faster than new treatments can be developed.
All right, look, I'm going to leave it right there.
Chemicals? Scientifically, contrails are...
Look, I'm going to stop it right there. I'll place the link in the description box for this video. This video is pretty good. I've seen others that are even better, but this one kind of like breaks it down for you between the two types of you know what. Now, going back to this nonsense that's going around, it's just Esau, so-called white man, playing his cards, man, you know? It is what it is. It's just the way they word things. They're what they're doing is pushing the people to, you know, uproar of the people, right? They want the people to right.
Defended himself when that happened. Next question. She tried to run somebody over with her car, and the guy defended himself when that happened. She tried to run somebody over with her car, and the guy defended himself when that happened. Next question. What's going on here? You guys are meant to report the truth. How have you let yourself become agents of propaganda of a radical fringe that's making it harder for us to enforce our laws? You just asked me a question that presumed that the reason why this woman died is because she was engaged in legitimate protest. She tried to run somebody over with her car, and the guy defended himself when that...
Now, this is why sometimes, you know, your actions can determine the outcome. And this is all I'm saying. You know, some things can't be prevented, you know, but in the meantime, that doesn't help you, you know, making it, for lack of better words, you're heating up the flame and you're bringing up the fire more. Anyways.
Why would I not be a citizen of this country, man?
What a ridiculous question. Why would I have an immigration?
Are you a citizen? Are you a... Listen, I'm here working. You're working too, right? So go. It says U.S. Border Patrol. This is not the border. Go to the Canada border or the Mexico border. I'm working, dude.
If you were from this country,
what do you mean? What do you mean if I'm from this country?
I can hear you don't have the same accent as me. That's why I'm.
Oh, so you're going by accents now?
So you know this is going on. You know, and it's going to continue because what they want is uproar of the people so they can bring in that martial law. This is their excuse. And they working the nerve of the people very well. Now, I'm going to finish it with some words of wisdom from this brother. Yeah, let me just play his video. It's 15 minutes, and I'm going to... place the link in the description box, and I hope you was edified.
Psalms chapter 75 verse 4 says, I said unto the fools, deal not foolishly, into the wicked lift not up the horn. So what? The fools, all right, is ultimately these Edomites, man. All right, and they're definitely the wicked that the Bible speaks of, man. Job chapter 9 verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right. Who was the wicked? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, started with the elite bankers. All right, the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, DuPonts. All right, they're ruling the world right now, and they're ruling it in wickedness, man. Those small hatter peoples. All right, the central bankers. All right, and what they scripture say, lift not up your horn, meaning your power. All right, these people, they're very prideful, and they think they're never gonna go down. All right, verse 5, it says, lift not up your horn on high, speak not with a stiff neck. And what they do, speak with a stiff neck. All right, they saying that they're the Most High. You know, they can do whatever they want on the earth. All right, they got a space force. They're so proud that they're going to try to fight against our Lord Yahushua when he returns, man. But they're going to get crushed. All right, it says Psalm 75 verse 4, it says, I warn the proud, stop your boasting. I told the wicked, I'm reading the NLT. I warned the proud, stop your boasting. I told the wicked, do not raise your fists. Do not, verse 5, I'm just reading the NLT. Don't raise your fists in defiance at the heavens or speak with such arrogance, man. All right. They think they're the Most High. All right. And they think the Most High, Yahweh Shema Shai, is not going to touch them. All right. They think they're going to beat the Most High. That's why they got the Space Force. All right. Let's get a preset real quick. Psalms 49. And bear with me. Psalms 49 verse 11 says, their inward thought, which is Esau, Edom, their inward thought, their mindset, their inward thought that their houses shall continue forever. So what? They're gonna rule forever. They're gonna rule to 3000 or whatever. It says that their houses shall continue forever and their dwelling places to all generations. So they think they're gonna go they're just gonna live forever and rule forever in wickedness, have robots everywhere, have everybody chipped up, because that's their NWO. It says, but it's not gonna work. It says they called their lands after their own names. All right, what was America? What does America mean? It comes from a man called Amerigo Vespucci. But
before he continues, he says something. Hold on a second.
Mark my words, AI is far more dangerous.
Hey Mom, hey Dad. It's me, Ella. Well, a digital version of me. Just a bit older. Amazing what technology can do these days, isn't it? All you need are a couple of pictures, like the ones you share on social media, where they can be taken and used by everybody. I know for you these pictures are just memories, but for others, they are data. And for me, maybe the beginning of a horrible future. A future where my identity can be stolen just like that. Where I can go to prison for things that I would never do. Imagine my credit score being destroyed, Dad. Or my voice copied to scam you, Mom. Mom, I'm in trouble. I need you to send me money, please. I don't want to become a...
Oh, that's enough of that. I'll put the link for that one, too, in the description box. Because as you know, we could only do but so much. Let's continue with the brother's video.
America also means bitter. All right. What is the continent of Africa? All right, comes from? It's come from a name after Edomite, just how America was named after Amerigo Vespucci. Africa is what they do. Leo Scipius Africanus. All right, in Asia, the same thing. named after Edomites. And you got a Rothschild Street in Israel, man, in the Holy Land. Totally going off, man. Or you got the Jacksonville here in Jacksonville, Florida's named after Andrew Jackson. All these different cities and states, all right, named after Edomites. All right, because they're proud, they're prideful. They think this is their they think that they're gonna rule forever. You know, even though they have a time to rule, but they're not gonna rule forever. This verse 6 NLT, Psalm 75 verse 6 says, for no one on earth from the west or even from the wilderness shall rise a defiant fist. All right, and in the KJV it says, for promotion neither coming from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. So you can't promote yourself. This is the Lord that promotes you. He puts you up and bring you down. All right. Let's read the KJV. It says, but Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is the judge. All right, so the Most High Yahweh Shemashah is the judge. He put us down one and set up another. So what? Just how he put ancient Pharaoh down. All right, just how he put King Nebuchadnezzar, Belshazzar, these different kings. All right. These different rulers, he rose them up and he put them down. America is no different. All right, he put Alexander up, he raised him up, brought him down. All right, Julius Caesar, all these different Caesars, he rose them up and brought them down. And America is no different. The Lord raised his place up. Now you got Nero, Trump in office, about to bring the world into World War III. The Wadi Yahweh Shema Shah, Lord willing, is this year. All right, you about to go down. The Lord raised you up. All right, you got the technology and the power to go bomb countries, take their resources and stuff. All right, because the Lord put you up, but so he can bring you down and show his might. Verse 8, well, verse 7 NLT, it says, it is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai alone who judges. He decides who will rise and who will fall. All right, because this is the judgment of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Verse 8 NLT, for the Lord holds a cup in his hand, and what? Just how, as it says in Jeremiah 49, it says, they who judgment was not to drink of the cup have surely drunk it. Because what? We had to drink of that cup. Us Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right? And also the Israelite foreigners that scattered amongst the nations, that lineage go back to the 12 tribes according to their fathers. All right? We had to drink of that cup of slavery, a cup of trembling, of fear. All right? But it wasn't set up for us to do it from the beginning, but we sinned against the Lord. The Lord said, they who judgment was not to drink of the cup have surely drunk it, and shall you altogether go unpunished? Shall you Edomites go unpunished, not drinking the cup? Well, you about to drink it. Verse 8 NLT, it says, for the Lord holds a cup in his hand, it is full of foaming wine mixed with spices. He poured out the wine in judgment, and all the wicked must drink it, draining it to the dregs. So what? You got to drink of that cup. Just how we drunk of the cup, you got to drink of it. All right, let's get another one. Daniel. So the Lord raised his devil up so he can take him down. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 2. Daniel chapter 2 and verse 20. It says, Daniel answered and said, blessed be the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai forever and ever. That's why you got to know the name. For wisdom and might are his. Verse 2. And he changes the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. So the Lord ruleth in the kingdom of men. Now we get that. So the Lord.
Look, I'll place the link in the description box of the brother's video. But that was pretty much my point. I hope you was edifying. And there'll be other links. So check out the links. And with that said, shalom.